Now that you know your gods, what's next? What's next on this step of partnership with deity to fill a void, because the God of the Bible is a gone God. I'm Jeff Daugherty. This is the New Cosmic Knowledge Channel. Many of you have asked me to search out for you and tell you who your gods are. I've been asking for a donation of $11 to do that. And then when I send out the information to you, makes sense. You say, well, now what do I do with this information that I have? Well, first of all, let's talk about what we're doing this for. Number one, we believe, and by we, I mean at least me and Sandra and many of you, believe that we are standing at a unique crossroads in human history where the God of the Bible, the one that was faking that he was Yahweh, has been deposed, he's been dispatched, he's gone. And there is a leadership void within this dimension, this reality, this frequency, this planet, whatever you want to say it is, this system. And we, hello in Edmonton, and we are now learning, and Rocky Stucci is in the building. We're now learning and moving and growing and understanding that not only do we have an opportunity to move into our full Elohim, our full God high topper status, but there's also the old gods, the old deities, demigods, angels, spiritual beings, and even deities, and maybe even, ladies and gentlemen, Titans themselves that seek to work with us. On Thursday night at 10 p.m., we will have the one, the only Rocky Stucci joining the Rapscallions. So we'll make Rocky an honorary Rapscallion. So Thursday night, 10 p.m., Scotty Roberts, yours truly, and Rocky Stucci for the consequential Rapscallions. And just a few hours before that, at 7 p.m., I believe, the lovely and talented Sandra D., my partner in life and this work, will join me for another edition of the Serpent and Dove program here on YouTube. And big news about that, we're going to be rolling that out as a standalone podcast as well. So big stuff having. The podcast won't be available on YouTube. We'll still do a Serpent and Dove video show on a weekly basis, but the podcast is going to be something special and not available on YouTube. We might start our own, another channel of us combined, but at any rate, we're in a position now where the gods are reaching out to us. I just sent Catherine her list of gods. I usually list them all out, but my goodness, Catherine's heritage has lots and lots and lots and lots of gods. So I actually sent her links to lists of her gods. Hello, Divinity's love. And we are moving into this place where the gods have noticed our development. The gods have noticed, and other divine beings have noticed our ascension, if you will. And I think they're a little bit proactive because they know that if things keep going like they're going, we might be moving in on their business. So I think they're willing to help us in order to preserve a little bit of their own stake. I'm telling you, folks, we're getting strong. We're getting powerful. We're getting divine. We're getting sovereign. We're getting free. And this is what it's all about. So when I send you the list of your gods, what do? Well, you read them. You might even look up the names and see what those gods are for. But what you're really looking for is you're looking for a resonance. You're looking for a frequency. You're looking for a some kind of a connection with these particular gods, or gods in particular, I should say. And when you find a resonance and you find a frequency with a particular god, I would recommend that you would enter into discourse with that god. See what's up. See what's what, and see if there's some amalgamation, to see if there's some cooperation, to see if there's some quid pro quo, to see if there's something that you can see between this. And this is all part of a great master plan. If you have not worked with me to get your LIFETRACK analysis and repair done, you've got to do it. Come to me. We got the doors thrown open. We're doing 2-3 appointments every day, going back through your life, getting rid of the gaps so that your blink, what you know right now. It's connected to the divine database. You got the comforter activation, and you're not running on bad data anymore. Also, we're working with people on sacred sexuality, twin flame relationships, relationship optimization, SANDRA working with psychopath, sociopath, narcissistic recovery, addiction recovery, all kinds of stuff, conscious parenting, powerful stuff. So now's the time to get in and get going, because we've got an opportunity before us like never before. And it's time for us to get going and get creating and get producing. And I want to thank Rocky Stucci for sitting down with me for about an hour today and talking about how to do a podcast and what to do. And, you know, step by step, I've got a whole page of notes. And when you have good brothers like Rocky out there, it makes it all worthwhile. So when you get your list of gods, go through the list, sleep on it, meditate on it, see which ones you resonate with, and initiate some conversation, initiate some interaction with them. Hopefully that's going to lead to some alliances. Hopefully that's going to lead to some conglomeration. Hopefully that's going to lead to some teamwork, some cooperation as we move into our fullness and we help restore this dimension, this reality to the way that it should be. Thank you, Michelle. She says she applauds Sandra and I doing great works. I tell you what, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right? I'm as happy as a pig in slop, and I couldn't be any happier. And I want you to know, folks, that I'm so excited about the time that we're in. I mean, can you believe I'm talking about listening to rocks? Every time I talk, you know, I got rocks in my hand. I got crystals in my hand. And I'm listening to these crystals because you know what, ladies and gentlemen? These crystals have been here for a long, long time, and they've got recordings in them. And they probably used to be alive, and they will talk to us. They will whisper secrets and inspiration to you. When you're out in nature, listen to the trees. When you're walking on grass, listen to the grass. When you see animals, listen to the animals. Yes, I'm really saying it. Ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to roll out 5G and stinger technology and cell phones and microwaves and all that stuff. But we've got the OG, the original generation. 5G means fifth generation. We got OG, original generation. You know what the biggest network on this planet is? It's not 5G. It's not AT&T. It's not Verizon. Can you hear me now? Don't care. There is no place in this world, Harley, that you can go without trees. And if there's a place where you can go without trees, there's going to be grass. And if there's a place where they don't have trees, they don't have grass, guess what? It's got sand. It's got these crystals. It's a network. It's an interconnecting network of information and power. Michelle says her life has greatly improved post-CWB. That's post-Christian Whistleblower, the artist formerly known as the Christian Whistleblower. Interesting questions. One came up today. We talked about walk-ins, where your higher self will walk in and take over when you're about ready to give up. Somebody asked me, can another... Rocky said he spooned with a tree once. Rocky, I said, talk to trees, not molest trees. I'll bet they had a rough ending. I'm just guessing. But I'll hug a tree. I'll talk to a tree. I'll pat a tree. Exactly. Absolutely. This one person said, I think I'm an elf spirit in a human body. And, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, I would say, get that con out of my face. But when he said it, I'm like, why not? Who am I to say that he's not an elf spirit in a human body? Who am I to say? If you can have an ET spirit, if you can have an interdimensional, if you can have an extraterrestrial, I know it's redundant, if you can have an angel, a demon, if you can have all this stuff, why couldn't you have an elf spirit? Elves have spirits too. Who are we to say that elf spirit is too low for human spirit to interact with? Come on, man. I've heard you say that you don't mind discussions about any biblical things. Celebrate Truth is live now, and he says the same things as he bases his beliefs on hermeneutics. Okay. Michelle is a proud tree hugger. Telepathic communication. I'm great, Amanda. Divinities. Elves amid fairies. Elves and fairies. Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying that a fairy spirit has moved into Rocky Stucci. I would never say that. But I'll tell you a crazy story. Sandra moving out of a building, but at that building, there's this like garden down there. And Sophia, her daughter, calls it the fairy garden. And I haven't even told Sandra this, not because I was hiding it from her. It just never came up. I was walking from there, from her place to go do a show down in the garden, or the, not the garden. I was going to do it in the garden, but I went and did it in the business center because we don't do shows when Sophia's around. Gnomes, ghosts, absolutely. And I'm walking through this garden and it's getting to be dusk. And I see out of the corner of my eye, it seemed like something flitting around, like, yeah, moth, whatever, So I just kind of ignored it. And I went over and I did the show, and it was nighttime. And I came back and I'm sitting there, and I'm telling you, and I never thought I would say this because I never thought I would believe this. I never thought I would see this, but I believe that I did actually witness a fairy, a fae. I don't want to be disrespectful. I understand that they like to be called fae. No, it wasn't a firefly. It didn't light up, Michelle, but it was luminescent, but it wasn't like I've seen a lot of fireflies. I'm here in the South and we've got fireflies. We'd fill them up with jars. This wasn't a firefly. And it was a fae. It was a gnome. I think it was a fae. And it's interesting. I had left treats, Catherine, that now that you mentioned that, as I walked by, I had some stuff and I know it wasn't an X-Flame. I had left these, I saw Tinka. Yeah. I left these little bits of, chocolate, but I saw one, and it wasn't a thing of, hey, it was just like, and I think it was female. And she just said to me, she was just like, we just want you to know we're around, because for the last month or 6 weeks or so, because of Sandra's influence, and also because of Deborah L. Smith Breaking Dawn, I've been communing with nature. I've been listening to trees, talking to trees, tuning into trees, tuning into plants, tuning into grass, tuning into animals. And it was like she just said, we see you. We appreciate it. We're here. We're not quite ready to start talking to you about lots of stuff. You know, the fae folk, as Scotty Roberts would call them, the wee ones, and maybe we'll talk about this, Rocky, on Thursday. They're a suspicious lot. They're not just going to show up. They're not just going to come land on your finger. And they can also be a mischievous bunch. And they're just not going to come out and say, oh, hey, here we are, and what do you want to know? They want to watch you. They want to analyze you. They want to see what you got going on. They want to make sure, because I think my sense tells me that if they open up and allow you into their realm, it's almost like they're allowing you into their realm. It's almost as if they're giving you access, and the access comes with some lack of control on their end. It's kind of like Avatar. Saw Avatar for the first time, Sandra's favorite movie, sat down and watched it, was blown away. And they allowed access to their realm. And of course, men did what they do. So the Fae, I understand exactly what they're doing. I understand exactly why they're doing it. Amanda says she used to be a gnome girl. I don't think she really means she used to be a gnome, but she used to like gnomes, maybe. So I tell you, my mind has been opened wide the last 3 months. I'm now considering things I've never considered. I'm now open to things I've never been open to before. And I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I've lost 40 pounds. I'm on day 6 of a fast. And Saturday night, I'll be going to jail with Rex Bear. We will be at the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary up in, and I forget the name of the town, up in Tennessee. And we will be there going in at 11 o'clock at night, staying there till 6 in the morning for an overnight paranormal extravaganza. I think you're going to see some live shows from Rex and I, both before and after. Maybe we'll even get Rex on for the Sunday, Not Your Normal Sunday show with Wayne, if we can get Wayne to bump that up an hour early. Jeff, expand more. The sky's the limit. So excited about you and Rex. Yep. And we're going to go in there and we're going to do full-blown paranormal investigation for a few hours. I think we're going to see some stuff. I think we're going to discover some stuff. And like Rocky told me, Rocky is a very veteran paranormal type person. And he told me, don't ghost hunt. Just try to communicate and facilitate communication with spirits. I'm going to follow Rocky's lead. And folks, I'm telling you, next week, you'll be hearing some stuff and seeing some stuff from Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. King Graver says, read Summer with the Leprechauns. These beings are going to be spirits in the abandoned jail. Frank, is an abandoned jail. It's one of the most notorious prisons that was closed down for repeatedly violating the rights of prisoners. So exciting things coming up. I think Rex has all the bells and whistles. I'm the more organic guy. So between the two of us, we'll be like Jack Spratt and his wife will pick the platter clean. And Amanda has noticed that there's connections with ghosts or souls on the rise. I think that's probably true. And I think that's probably real. And we're going to see what's going on. We're going to commune and we're going to find out what's happening. And if you've asked for your list of gods and you've received them, go through the list, see who resonates with you, initiate communication, and await further instructions. Not from me, but from them. Sophia's confused. She's tried to communicate and cannot communicate with them. Are we talking about the gods or are we talking about the Fae? Either way, they're not going to talk to you just because you're curious. Travis Thorpe, who I need to have back on, I'm going to write that down. Travis Thorpe, Triskelion Wiccan priest. Travis. He says, and it was a great analogy, and I use it now a lot. Here's how the gods work. If you stand on the shore of a lake and you've got to get to the other side and you cry out to the gods, take me to the other side, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to scoff at you. They're probably not even going to pay any attention. If you start to build a raft out of logs and tie it together and say, please help me go across the lake in this raft, they're going to chuckle. But then if you put a sail on that raft and you push yourself out into the water and they say, let's take a look at this guy or this girl. And then if you fashion an oar and you're rowing 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 and you get out in the middle of this lake and you're just about to fail from exhaustion. You've done everything you can. And then you cry out to the gods. Then and only then, after you've done all you can do, after you've done all your work, after you've done all your inner work, your dark night of the soul, after you've exhausted your own abilities and potentials, then they might send you a little breeze to take you across to the other side of the lake. That's how the gods work. And let me give you a secret, ladies and gentlemen. That's how your higher spirit works too. That's how your higher self works. That's how the parts of you in other dimensions work too. They're not going to help you because you're lazy. They're not going to help you because you're curious. They're not going to help you because you haven't taken the time to figure out what needs to be done. They're going to help you after you've helped yourself. They're going to help you after you've exhausted all of your abilities or you've maximized all of your abilities. Sandra and I found out that the gods get involved and come to your aid when you do all you can do. We were doing a working the other day for a particular subject, and we were doing the working, and Sandra was actually seeing these gods. Gods of the north, gods of the east, gods of the west. She was seeing them, literally seeing them. The woman is amazing. And as we were doing that, I heard them saying to me, why are you asking us to do stuff? Why aren't you doing stuff? Travis was right. They'll help. but only when they know you're serious. Same way with the fae, same way with the gnomes, same way with the trees, same way with the grass, same way with all of nature. All of the higher frequency essences of this world in which we live, they're not going to help you unless they know you're serious. So that's what it comes down to. How serious are you? Are you serious enough to either look up the list of your own gods or give me $11 donation and I'll look them up for you? Are you serious enough for that? Are you serious enough to take the list and ponder it meditatively and see who you resonate with? Are you serious enough to confront yourself? Well, are you serious enough to go into the dark night of the soul? Are you serious enough to do your shadow work? Are you serious enough to look into the dirty, ugly, grimy basements of your life and your spirit and this soul body that you're in? Do you have the guts to go through your analytical mind and eliminate the gaps and activate your comforter activation and get a connection to the divine database? Do you have the guts to enter into a meditation practice where you'll start with 5, 10, and eventually get up to 20 minutes of meditation, sitting in the seat of yourself, separating from all that's not you and identifying who you are and identifying all these things that aren't you and just letting them go by and developing this practice? Are you serious enough? Do you have guts enough? Michelle said the dark night of the soul can last years. It can. I don't think it has to, but it can. But as the Bible said, and I'm not a big guy in the Bible anymore, about 80-20, bad to good, real to fake, fake to real. Weeping might endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Joy only comes in the morning if the weeping endures, if you endure through the weeping through the night. Oh, let's pull that up. I know this isn't what we're supposed to be talking about, and I'm getting a little bit off track. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And I bet you, I haven't looked this up. I haven't looked it up in the Greek lately, so I'm kind of going off the seat of my pants. And I do actually have pants on tonight. That's not always the case when we're in the New Cosmic Knowledge studio. Many times I'm wearing nothing but stylish boxer brief undies. I know that's too much information, but tonight I am wearing pants and we are going by the seat of our pants. So let's look at this together as we close out tonight. Weeping might endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I think this is saying if you endure through the dark night, then joy will come, but only then will joy come. So let's see. And the first thing you have to notice, Jeff, why do you even talk about the Bible if you think 80% of it's garbage? Well, because 20% of it is great. If you're mining for gold, or if you're digging for diamonds, and 80% of what you get is dirt and 20% of it is diamonds, you're happy. If you're digging for spiritual diamonds and 80% of what you get is dung and 20% is diamonds, you're happy. You're like the little boy in the room full of horse crap, digging through, smiling on his face, laughing. Guy asks, son, what are you doing? Little boy says, well, with all this poop in here, there's got to be a pony somewhere. So I'm looking for ponies. I'm looking for unicorns. So anger endureth for a night. That's interesting. I thought it said weeping endureth for a night. Oh, here it is. Anger endures for a moment. Oh, this is good. I was right. Watch this. Your anger endures but a moment. Watch this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is good stuff. Psalm 30 and 5. Watch this. Only a moment, right? Only a moment. What's a moment mean? Just a moment. It's just momentary. Momentarily, when you decide to get yourself right, this is worth the price of admission right here, folks. Rocky said, finish strong. This is going to finish strong. Just for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, when you decide to get serious with yourself, When Sandra decided it was time to stop drinking and stop abusing prescription drugs, and time to stop abusing herself with food. First thing she said she felt was shame and disgust and anger. When I finally decided I was going to quit lying to people, cheating people, lording over people, first thing I felt was shame, disgust, anger. So the anger, your nostrils flaring, your temper rising, your wrath comes up for a moment. Your wrath comes up for a moment because you're mad at yourself for what you've done. You're upset with yourself for what you've done and for what you haven't done. But it's only for a moment, because then you begin to realize that you're actually in favor. Favor, what does favor mean? You're in favor, you're in goodwill, you're in favor, you're in acceptance. Now, you haven't really changed, and the stuff that you've done is just as bad as it ever was. The stuff that you've done is just as stupid as it ever was. The stuff that you've done is just as profane as it ever was. Three things in life, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about this. Profane, mundane, and sacred. Where do you want to live? In the profane, the mundane, or the sacred? The profane stuff you did is still just as profane as it was before you got mad and got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not gonna live this way anymore. I'm not gonna live below my heritage. I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I'm gonna be all I can be. I'm tired of cheating myself and cheating my friends and cheating my family and cheating my future spouses and partners and friends and cheating myself and my ascension to my full Elohim status. I'm tired of cheating myself. You get mad at yourself. But yet, that anger, it only lasts for a second, because you realize just because of that decision you made to make a decision, divine favor flows upon you. Woo! Just because you decided to decide. I need to use my inside voice. Just because you decided to decide, favor flows into your life. Favor flows into your life. But yet, even though favors flows into your life, you still got to go through the night, the evening, the dark, the sunset. The sun is going to set on you, ladies and gentlemen. The sun's going to go down. It's going to get dark. Even though you've decided, even though you got mad at yourself and decided you're changing your life, even though the favor falls upon you from the time you make the decision, you still got to go through the dark night. You still have to endure. You still have to endure. You still have to pass through the night. You've got the favor, but you still got to go through the night. You have to sow, you have to reap what you've sown. You have to deal with what you've done. You have to get into that darkness in your soul and liberate yourself from it. You have to get into the darkness in your spirit, soul, spirit, and liberate yourself from it. And I got news for you, cousin. Even though it's only momentary anger sparks you into action, puts you really back into life in the favor of the divine. But for the night, you're still going to go through the dark, and there's going to be some weeping. There will be some weeping. There will be some bitter weeping. There'll be some continual weeping. There'll be flowing of tears. There will be. Guaranteed. Get ready. It's coming. But if you're willing to get mad at yourself, if you have that come to Jesus, and I'm just using that colloquially, if you have that come to Jesus moment where you allow your anger to drive you out of your stupor and say, what am I doing, man? What am I doing? It's like the prodigal son. He's feeding pigs. He wants to eat what the pigs eat. And he says, wait a second. Why am I sitting in this cubicle 40, 50, 60 hours a week, trying to make me $10, $12, $14 an hour so I can barely afford to live, while this guy's sitting up in the corner office laughing at me and making money from the blood and the sweat of my brow. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to find my great basic purpose. I'm going to be who I'm supposed to be. So you get mad at yourself for a moment. You realize that the life and power of the Elohim comes into you. You're living in their favor, but you're going through the night, ladies and gentlemen, the dark night of the soul. You're going through the shadow work, and weeping's going to be around. But if you'll do that, if you'll decide, if you'll move into and start moving with their favor and go through the night, walk right through it. If you'll do that, yeah, you may weep, and you will weep. It ain't going to be easy. If anybody tells you it's easy, they're lying. It's not easy to sit down on a cushion for 20 minutes and meditate. It's not easy. It's not easy to stop taking prescription medication that you're abusing. It's not easy to quit drinking alcohol when you're dependent upon it. It's not easy to walk away from being an egomaniac. It's not easy to walk away from six-figure incomes you get from prancing around on a stage with a big old Bible in your hand, shouting like a crazy man and people throwing money at you. It's not easy to walk away from houses and cars and money. It's not easy to walk away from something that is intensely profitable, intensely enjoyable, that your family's benefiting from, that your ego is loving. It ain't easy to walk away from it. And I'm going to tell you, cousin, there was some weeping, and it endured for many a night, and it got dark, brother, dark. But I got to tell you, because I was willing to do it, and because you're willing to do it, because Sandra was willing to do it, because Rex was willing to do it, because Heidi was willing to do it, because Jenny was willing to do it, because Wayne was willing to do it. I know all these people have done it. Trisha G did it. A lot of other people that I didn't mention. Magenta Pixie did it. And because they did the work, guess what? Joy, ladies and gentlemen, joy. Cry, joyful shout. We're not just talking about, oh, I feel so good. You're talking about, yeah, I did it. Joy, shouts of joy, joyful singing, rejoicing, shouts of victory. It will come. It may be dark, but I guarantee you, morning's coming, dawn, daybreak. And his mercies, the mercies of the Elohim, they're new every morning. Every morning. If you really want to walk this path, you're going to walk a hard path. If you really decided, you got mad, you came to that moment of realization, you feel the urge of life come into you, you feel the favor of the divine come into you, and you're willing to walk through the night and the darkness, and you're willing to endure the weeping. I don't know how long it's going to take you, but I can promise you, through experience of my own and through experience firsthand from all of those people, and really firsthand through Sandra, that I've been able to experience. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that lady's the real deal. I've watched her do things that make me just say, whoa. I tell you what, I feel like a rank amateur many times when I work with her and I'm with her. I'm just like, dude, this chick is way beyond my ability to comprehend. She's way beyond me. I'm a big guy for theories. I'm a big guy for technologies, and I know a lot about a lot, but man, she's been through some stuff that I haven't been through. Jeff, why don't you counsel people on how to recover from sociopathic, narcissistic, and psychopathic relationships? Because I've never been in one. Jeff, why don't you help people with conscious parenting? I never did any conscious parenting. I'm starting to do it now, not as a parent. Sophia is Sandra's daughter. Sophia's got a dad, don't want to be her dad, but I'm helping out in that role. Jeff, why don't you counsel about this? Because I haven't done there. I haven't been there and done that. That's the thing. Between us, we got over 50 years of spiritual experience. She's been there and done that in these areas. I've been there and done that in those areas. And from A to Z, we've about been there and done that. So if you're ready, we can help you, but don't think it's going to be wave your magic wand or your magic big pen and everything's going to be fine. No. You got to decide. You got to get mad. You got to have a moment. You'll feel the favor, but you're still going through the night. And it's going to endure for a while. There's going to be some weeping, but if you'll do it, joy, shouting the victory joy, 3 years sober joy, met your twin flame, living in power and creating with the most incredible abundance, joy comes in the morning, guaranteed. Wow. Wow. Since I've been here this long, I'll run through the chat room. Religion is regarded by common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful. Absolutely. It's the opiate of the masses. It's the way to control people. Napoleon said if it wasn't for religion, the poor would kill the rich. Things are getting exciting. Absolutely. I applaud Sandra. She's amazing. Divinities, it's going to be great to work with you as well. If you want to work with us, serpentanddove.org, jeffreydarty.com, rawreflections.com. I've heard you say, yeah, we already talked about that. Ghosts, gnomes. Someone has come into my life, and I think something has helped with that. The sky's the limit. Absolutely, the sky is the limit. Read Summer with the Leprechauns. I'll try. If a ghost comes across, wow, I think they will. Show me some signs. There's a haunted prison where this person is. We have to struggle. Absolutely. We've got to struggle. We've got to struggle. The dark night of the soul is a misnomer. It can last a long time. Yes, it can. I find the hard things brings the awesome. Absolutely. But do I have pants on? Asked Michelle Cannon Free. Anyone reaching out to the 7 cycle masters in the halls of Amati that control the chakras in this dimension? That's interesting. Always interesting from Robert USN Vet, 3rd generation. As Mercury travels through Gemini, divine wisdom and balance can start flowing. Divine timing is always a part. Dean Winchester, where's my kilt? My validations of truth has blown me away and humbled me. It always does. Jeff, again, those of us with the Christian upbringing, how do we know what's the 80 and what's the 20? Sophia, the only way you know is because you know. You got to tune your mind, your spirit. You got to tune into it. I can't tell you, well, I can tell you, but you got to know for yourself what's the 80. What's the 20? I wrote the Diamond New Testament. I compiled the Diamond New Testament. Thought I had a copy of it here, but I don't. That's the only chronological presentation of the New Testament without the dung. But anyway. Are you recapping my week? Ric Flair robe next show. That's a great idea. It's always darkest just before the dawn. You know, somebody said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. I'm not sure that that's not, that might be dung, but here's the thing you realize. I've seen Sandra realize it. I've realized it in my life. Talk about going through Rocky Stucci. Dark Night of the Soul, Shadow Work, Victorious. And talking about Rocky, this will make a lot more sense. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. Because thou art with me. No, don't care if you're with me. I will walk through the valley of the shadow of, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil because the Lord's with me. No. Garbage. Here's how it works, cousin. Here's how it worked for Sandra, me, Rocky, Scotty. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil because we've discovered we're the baddest SOBs in the valley. It's just that simple. Robert USN, vet, 3rd gen's been exposed to the very dark side of casting spells and indoctrinated in powerful spirits and remote influencing dream inception. I offer caution in the spirit world. It got out of control for me. Robert, I've been about ready to go into my daughter's dreams and make her do something I know she should have done. And for the record, if I'd have done it, she would have done it and she would have saved herself a lot of trouble. But I stopped myself from interfering with her intention and her divinity, sovereignty, and freedom. I was in her dream. I was about to drop it on her. And I would have saved her a whole lot of trouble. But listen to the ego. I was right. I would have saved her a lot of trouble. But how do I know what she's supposed to go through? So yes, be careful. Be careful. Catherine says she feels better sometimes after a good cry. It's a catharsis. It's a release. You're funny, Jeff. I try. I heard an entire show devoted to how the temperatures are going to be. Okay. I understand. Pediatricians. After watching the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts, I realized anything was possible. I have concerns about invoking myself as an Elohim. You know, it might be tomato, tomato. It might be semantics, Robert. The Elohim are, in my view, the original gods and goddesses, male and female, that created this earth. The Elohim, somebody's telling me what the Elohim are. The Elohim are tall white beings from Aldebaran that seeded mankind, a specific bloodline of the Anunnaki. Or do they want us to think that, Robert? I'm open to your opinion. That would be interesting to talk about. If you ever thought you might want to talk on the program, let me know. Mark Center saying, good to see you, my friend. We need to get you on the program. Let's do it. Hope your interview with Sovereign Key was my favorite. That was a great interview, powerful interview, interesting interview. Sovereign Key is welcome to come back anytime that she likes, because you have the strength to go through it. Hey, Z Golden, what's up, brother? Got to get you on the show too. Have I had experience with shadow animals? My partner and I see them in our house sometimes. Yeah. I'm guessing that you and your partner go into the astral realm and something's followed you back. Let me know if I'm right, if you go. Because I think something followed you back. That's unusual. Usually that's something that has followed you back from the astral realm. And all you do is banish them. Or, I mean, if you want to banish them, sometimes, yeah, you probably want to. Sometimes ego needs to come out. Holding it too much can have you explode. Z Golden Lee, ego makes a fine servant. It just makes a terrible master. Ego is part of what we need to do. Because let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we can't take this universe back without employing some healthy ego. You can't do what I do and do what you're going to do without some healthy ego. But it has to be a servant, not a master. Harder and harder to maintain a positive attitude going forward. Ended up with a huge fight, largely due to my own resolved stuff. Watch Sandra's videos. You're right. It's so hard not to give up. It's harder to give up. Trust me. Bingo, Jeff. I don't know what I said, but you just say bingo. Jeff, what happens if you see a shadow figure at your old job? Well, it's your old job, right? Why are you worried if you're not there anymore? That's just what that's just what came to me. I don't care if there's a shadow person in my old job or my old house, because I'm in a new one. Maybe I'm being a little bit flippant, but that's what I think about that. Boy, this show's been about nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode, all over the place. But ladies and gentlemen, we're living in exciting times. More stuff happening and popping every single day. No such thing as a healthy ego. I disagree, Genevieve, and that's all right. You have the right to be wrong. Now, we all have the right to disagree with each other. But I know there's healthy ego. You got to have your ego. Without your ego, you don't have any go. You just want to take it easy. Not bad. Off the cuff. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This has been the new Cosmic Knowledge channel. And what do you say we finish up, because I got nothing else to do right now and I just drank some coffee. Oh, this is what I love to hear. Michelle Cannon-Free says her marriage has improved thanks to Sandra and I. Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Thank you so much That's why we do what we do. And I'll tell you what, man, it's an interesting life. It is an interesting life because you don't get a paycheck. You don't know what you're going to get, and you still got your bills. And it's an interesting life to sit there. Find me a man. I can help you find a man. It's interesting to sit there and say, whoa, how's this going to work? But it always works. So anyway, we'll do some rod questions. We'll do some rod questions. Yes, we will do some rod questions. If anybody wants to fire away with some rod questions, we'll do some. We still offer these rods. Ask the rods about Aldebaran. Are the Elohim all from Aldebaran? No. Are some of the Elohim or some of the beings that claim to be Elohim from Aldebaran? Yes. Will Mark Center Saint be on time for my next live show? No, he won't. Is Yellowstone going to erupt? Well, that's kind of general. Yeah, at some point it's going to erupt. My eyes are open because of Jeff and Sandra on my relationship issues. Wow, Sandra, Catherine, thank you so much. Is Danny Strange Beam's twin flame? I hope Danny's not listening. No. I made $4 million last year, and I agree, Jeff and Sandra help my wife and I communicate. Well, Frank, if you need any tax shelters. You know, it's interesting because sometimes I get a little cross. Sometimes I get a little cross because I was making big money and then I quit to do this and now I'm not making big money. And I think about these guys spending $3 million, 13, 14, $20 million on a jet. If you gave me, let's just use a round figure because I'm a Bible college graduate, not a math major. If you gave me $10 million, I would change this world. I'd be on every media outlet, TV, radio. We would change the world. Hell, I could do it for $5 million. I could do it for $1 million. You give me $1 million and I'll change this world. I could probably get it done for $100,000. I could change this world, especially with Sandra. We could change this world with $100,000. And sometimes you're like, man, these people, all this money. Every now and then, you just ask yourself, wow, are we in fact 13 years behind the real date due to the switch of the Gregorian calendar? No. Are we off way more than 13 years? Yes. Is Nathaniel a reincarnated soul that I knew? Yes. Mark Center Saint. What did he say? Just said his name. He didn't say anything. Oh, he's frowning. Will Robert get an offer from the VA as chief of facilities? Yes. Jeff's spanking me today, but not in a weird way. Will Lee get his job by the end of the week? Yes. Lee, let me know. Is a man, Robert, with a Ryan B special to me? Yes. Amanda, will I win some of the 50 million lotto? No, you won't. Is Tara currently with her twin flame? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, Joelle. Have any beings followed Joelle and her man from the astral realm? Yes, they have. So I guess I was saying, you know, somebody said to me, I turned down $10,000 about 8 months ago because the person said, okay, I'm going to give you 10,000. He's giving me 10,000 in cash, but he says, I want to have veto power over your content. I'm like, keep your money. It's not going to happen. So if you want to help out, I'd be glad to give you advisory power over my content. But I didn't quit one boss to work for another one. The art of the deal. Jeff, I have to tell you, since I started wearing a regular rubber bracelet and calling it my lightning band, I've been experiencing much more energy and needing less sleep. That's called the power of intention, Shane. Do you need $100,000 to change the world? Yes, Madam Cat. Madame Cat. Could Jeff change the world with $100,000? Yeah. Could he really use a little more? Yeah. But could he get it done? Yeah. I just want a caravan and a good four-wheel drive petrol money. Yep. Did I miss one of the original gods? Oh, did I? Robin Hill, did I meet one of the original gods? Yes. Thank you, Mark. You're already changing the world, one person at a time. Absolutely. Is the reincarnated soul Michelle's brother? Yes. We are going to have a good, Jeff, damn, Jeff, do it again. Do what? Do we get a tax deduction if we donate a significant amount of money? If you donate a significant amount of money, I'll get a 501c3. I let it go. Thank you, Dev Star. Says I'm already changing the world. I appreciate that. Has there been an influx of negative stuff from the devices and wave transmitters more than usual lately? Yes. Lee says, womp, womp, womp. Gary, will I find an astral partner? Yeah, of course you can, but why do you want one? Just wondering. That astral sex thing, that astral sexy time, that just is not my deal, bro. And if you didn't see my video on the alchemy of semen retention, dude, you got to watch that. Transformational information. Yeah, I could probably make a big dent with 10K, so I'm with you, Power Vapor Supply. Uh-oh, Jeff's got his beaver. Yeah, I'm getting ready to sell the beaver, though. Will I give Jeff $100,000 to start the new Cosmic Knowledge Network once I win the lottery? Asked Topper Harley. You're a good person. Lee says, we have the power. Stop giving it to other people. Thanks for the rod work, Jeff, on my queue. I want to work for the veterans and service to others, not self. Has anyone experienced a star following you? Whoa, that's interesting. Is Dawn on the right path? Is Tara's massage therapy going to pay for her way so she can research? Yes. Is this the right time for Shane to start working with Jeff and Sandra? It's never the wrong time. Is Oregon Energy a real thing? Yes. Will we see Jeff's cat on live feed? Yes. I don't know where he is tonight. And he's about to get a girlfriend. He's happy. Sandra's got a cat named Callie. And Rooney is going to have him a girlfriend. Is Divinity's twin flame in her life currently? Yeah. Will Coroner's son be healed? Yeah, but it might take a little time. Michelle, do you really want me to ask that question? Is Michelle married to her twin flame? Are the mountains petrified giants? Yep. Jeff, do you and Sandra do sessions together? Yes. We do sessions together. Together, we're really good on sacred sexuality, relationships, conscious parenting, entity attachment, UFO, ET, paranormal type experiences. So yeah, we definitely do sessions. What do they cover? Well, let me just show you real quickly what our sessions between the two of us with Sandra and I cover. Now this is, this is a website that I made, so it's not like, it's super exhaustive or anything, but conscious dating, twin flames, relationships, sacred sexuality. How do you manifest into conscious dating, twin flame, maximize relationships, sacred sexuality, narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic recovery, spiritual wills, entity attachment, extraterrestrials, abductions, addictions, readings, simple card readings, palmistry, divination, conscious parenting. So yeah, it kind of runs the gamut, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of runs the gamut. So there's your answer to that question. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And I lost my place. I got it back. All right. Let's see. Did Catherine just meet her twin flame? Looks like. Stay tuned. Looks like. Lee asks, will there be a new volcanic eruption in the next month? Yeah, I thought it would say yes. You probably want to be a little bit more specific with that. James, I don't see how that could be no. Are James and his twin going to be a powerful couple? See, that's why Spirit is bringing together twin flames right now, because twin flames are here to do one thing: not have great sex, not have a great time, not be blissfully happy, even though you will. You're here to create, because that's what Elohim do. Male Elohim, God, female Elohim, goddess, getting together and creating. That's what it's for. Thank you, James. I'm sorry, Z, Lee, Z, Q, P. I need help pulling it together. You can do it. And MYSTECH can help. Matthew's actually communicated with fairies and other beings. They said hey to me, but they haven't started communicating with me yet. What if your spouse is not your twin flame? Wow. Wow. Was Christianity birthed to keep the Gentiles from true spirituality? I'd say not only yes, but hell yes. Is it? Oh, yeah, look at that. The rods are just saying, yeah, course. Outram isn't dead. It's all earth changes and volcanic activity. Oh, are all the changes a sign the earth is going to a new frequency? Yes, I like that. Is Topper with his twin flame right now? A no on the right, which would be the way of power. Let's see. Is Topper with his twin flame right now? You might be, but Topper, you might be a little heavy-handed. I don't know you, and this is weird. Is Topper with his twin flame right now? Dude, that's the same thing 3 times in a row. I'm saying it's very likely that you are, but you might be acting with a little heavy hand. Are you worried about it being wrong? Are you being jealous? Are you unrecovered from past hurts and putting past hurts on the new person? Are you trying to control it yourself instead of just let it go? Is Topper with his twin flame right now? Wow, that's crazy. Will Dawn reincarnate? It doesn't look like it, but don't mess up. Is Dawn married to, I hate to ask these questions, is Dawn married to her twin flame? Yeah, you could be. And you know what? I want to do, and we'll have to get Sandra and Jenny Moonstone. I think Sandra and Jenny Moonstone would be great for this show. Can you spark a twin flame relationship if it's not an organic twin flame? Before you start telling me no, we got to get Jenny in on that one. That's a great show. Can you spark a twin flame relationship in your current relationship if it's not an organic twin flame? Think of all the dimensions. Think of all the quantum realities. Think of all the permutations and the versions. Dude, I say yes. I say yes. You're a freaking Elohim. Can God make a weight so heavy he can't pick it up? Hell yeah, I think you can do it. I want to hear what Jenny Moonstone and Sandra D have to say about that. Is Robin Hill with her twin flame? Yep. Oh my God, get those two together. Yes, we're going to do it. Jenny already said earlier today she'd do it. I just got chills. Jenny and Sandra on the same show. Dude, if I can just keep my mouth shut, that'll be powerful. Oh yeah, can the flame flicker on twin flames? Yes, and it will. It will. That's part of the, yeah, it will. Put your intention out there and say it will happen. Is Catherine's children's father her twin flame? No. Wow. Yeah. Exciting stuff coming, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting stuff coming. This has been good. Thank you for being the best audience on YouTube. Thank you for being the best chat room on YouTube. Thank you for being the best group of people on YouTube. She's going to ask Roddy Piper. If you have a relationship outside of marriage, it can be your drink. If you have a relationship outside of marriage, it's doomed. 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 I'll tell you the story one more time. Mystic Mama, will I find my twin flame? That's all I'm going to ask. Will I find? Yes, you will. I would have to disagree because twins came from source. Okay, whatever. You have the right to be wrong. Sandra and I met a year ago. First time I saw her, I literally gasped. Is Joelle with her twin flame? Possibly. I wanted to get with her right then and there, but she was in a relationship. And when I found out she was in a relationship, I backed off. She wasn't going to budge because it's integrity. Will Lit T find a twin flame? Yes. Is Ruthie's husband her twin flame? Yes. I like that, Lee. So a few more months went by. I did an event in South Florida. We met. Fireworks. No touch, no feel, none of that stuff. Integrity. But after that meeting, I did send her a text message that said, oh, I like this one. This is a good one. Do we have spirit groups? I don't know if we do or not. I think that might be New Age gobbledygook. But anyway, I did send her a text message that said, hey, I know you're in a relationship. And folks, let me know. Let me tell you, I knew when I met her a year ago, she was in a horrible relationship. She knew when she met me a year ago, she was in a horrible relationship. She knew she wanted what we had, and I knew I wanted what we had, but our integrity kept us from doing it. Was Arturo my twin flame? No. Making groups is a trap. Thank you, Lee. I agree with you. So finally, after that time, it was like 6 months in, and I knew she was in a horrible relationship. I could have gotten ego and say, I'm going to save her. I could have gotten ego and say, oh, this guy is treating her terribly. It'd be fine with her to hook up with me and kissy a little bit. But no, she wasn't having it, and I wasn't doing it. In fact, I was so attracted to her, I couldn't counsel her anymore. But anyway, after that meeting, it was at Coral Castle, I sent her a text message. I know you're in a relationship. If things change, you know where to find me. About 3 months later, I get a text message. Am I ever going to see you again? And it was on! Like Donkey Kong, because she had ended a relationship. And there you go. So, no, if you have a relationship outside of marriage, or if you have a relationship that begins in cheating, I don't want to ever say never, but I don't know if you can. My gut tells me I don't want to say it, but you missed it for this lifetime. I would love to be proved wrong. I would love to be proved wrong, but that's what my spirit tells me. My blink tells me, and that's what Sandra's blink tells her. Again, I would love to be proved wrong. Love to be proved wrong. But I got to tell you what I think. I got to tell you what I know. I got to be straight with you. You know I'll always be straight. Michelle's proven me wrong. I hope you do. I really hope you do. I really hope you do. Did I dream about Sandra? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know, it's funny. It just came into my mind, Coroner. That's one of the reasons why I also stopped working with her, because I didn't trust myself. Because when you're working with someone on a spiritual path, you have a lot of access to them energetically. And I didn't trust myself not to try to influence her in her dreams. I was too attracted to her, couldn't work with her. Don't know. You have to ask Sandra, divinities. You have to ask Sandra. We never really talked about that. Even my teens know that integrity. If you have a dream about someone many times, could that be your twin flame? If you have a dream about someone many times, could that be your twin flame? Well, I think the Roger's saying it doesn't mean it's your twin flame. Because again, Lee, I don't know if you watched my I don't know if you watched my video about dreams, but Most of the dreams we remember now because the way we sleep are crap. So you're probably getting bad data. Anyway, Jules, I don't think I would go that way. Yeah, Joel, it happens. It happens. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get out of here. I'll be back in the morning with the morning mantra. And Sandra put up a new video today. Check it out. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I don't think I have anything scheduled. Thursday, Serpent and Dove. Thursday, Rocky Stucci on a special edition of the Consequential Rapscallions. Sophia Michelle, go watch Sandra's channel. I'll show you Sandra's channel right now. She did a series based upon not just her last relationship, but she tells about it. It's better for her to say it in her words than for me to try to tell you about it. Because I mean, I'm not her, and I don't pretend to be able to speak for her. But I want to show you, she talks about it in detail. And this is her YouTube, Raw Reflections. She talks about it here on this playlist, Empaths and Narcissists. And if you look at this, there's 4 videos in it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Raw Reflections.
Isn't she beautiful?
Our portal of progression. I'm Sandra D.
MYSTECH
Thank you so much for tuning in.
But starts off with the who's and what's of empaths and narcissists, the traits of these types of relationships, breaking the bond, and full liberation. And folks, this is not theoretical. This is stuff she's lived and stuff she's living. So watch that. It'll answer your question. They're not long videos. I mean, a half an hour each, it looks like. Check it out. It'll give you the answers that you're looking for. Sandra rules. Yes, she does. I love her too. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Sorry to kind of drag on and go down so many rabbit trails, but every now and then it's a good thing to do. So we didn't quite finish strong, like Rocky says. You got to start your show strong, have your conversations in the middle, and finish your show strong. Rocky's teaching me how to do a good podcast, so we're going to kick one off. I salute you. I appreciate you. For Sandra D., I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is the new Cosmic Knowledge channel, and we're almost at 14K. We're going to blow that away, Lee. We'll talk to you all again real soon. They are exciting. Ask questions, question answers. Remember, if you don't remember anything else I say, remember you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. And that knowledge alone is enough. Thank you, everybody, for you to unindoctrinate yourself. Visit Sandra's channel. Visit Sandra's channel. Visit Sandra's channel now.